until he was 101 years old. He lived until he was? Okay. This sentence teaches you something, some English. Can you tell me what is the lesson from this sentence for you? You're sitting in a language class, right? So what did you learn from this sentence? Give me another example. What happened? Go ahead. Red ants. Please, are they only on your chair or other chairs too? Really? It's possible. Sometimes they want to make us feel like they're present too, you know. They want us to notice them. Are you all right? Yeah, so make sure that they are not biting you. And if they are still there, you need to wash them maybe, put some water. They don't like water, you know, ants.
Good evening, sir.
Hello, Shubhankar. You give an example. Kar lenge. Okay, beta. Okay. Well, the grandfather lived until he was 101 years
Good evening,
old.
sir.
Hello, Anshu. The killer lived, sorry, killer, I'm saying. So if I took your word. My grandfather lived until he was 101 years old. She was in my class until she was 11, I think. She was in my class until she was 11. My wife was in her village. My wife was in her village until she was 15 or 16, I think. I didn't speak much English until I was in my 20s. Got it? I didn't speak much English until I was in my 20s. They lived together. They lived together until her husband died. Okay, next. Where did he live, the grandfather? In an old village in the north of England. Can you say this without looking at your book or without looking at your copy? Where did he live? Not near, in the north of. In the north of England. School students have this tendency, they read their answers. And I'm not happy with that. I think if you've done it, in this course especially, you know, you should be able to, what's going on? The wire. It was the wire, the connector. Okay, I want the students to be able to respond without looking at the answers that they have written. Next question. What kind of shop did he have? He had a fish and chip shop. He had a fish and chip shop. Yeah. How many children did he have? He had 2 children, son and daughter. He had 2 children. Good evening, Priya. Next. Why did everybody love him? He was a happy and there is a very strong message here. You know, if you are happy, then people will like you. Someone who doesn't complain about what they don't have. Someone who feels happy about what they have. Some people keep complaining, I don't have this, I don't have that. They're not contented. Those who are contented, they say, I have what I need. I'm happy with what I have. They're contented. Are you contented? Yeah, good answer. I like that. So, yeah. Why did everybody love him? Because he was happy and contented. If you are an unhappy person, you know, why are people unhappy? Because of their attitude, not because of the problems in their lives. A lot of people have worse problems than those people who are always unhappy and grumpy, but they are not so unhappy and grumpy because of their attitude. It's not things or situations that make us unhappy and happy. It is our attitude. Of course, if somebody you love leaves you, you will be unhappy for some time, no doubt. But maybe you will handle it in a different way when you are with other people. Some people are always nagging and complaining. Nagging and, yeah, I don't have this, and nothing good happens with me. Nagging, okay, complaining. Nobody wants their company. So if you feel that you are not very popular, you don't have many friends, maybe it is time to look inside and ask yourself, are you a negative person? Are you rather pessimistic? Are you nagging all the time? Because in general, people don't like such people. They don't want their company. And if you're a happy person, people want your company because you make them happy. Happiness is contagious. If one person is happy, they can make another person happy too with their happiness. Here, happy means real happy. Sadness is also contagious. And that's why, you know, those who are always sad, they make other people sad. And that's why people don't want their company. So everybody loved him because he was a happy and contented person. He was a happy and contented person. When did he stop work?
When he was 78, he stopped working.
He didn't stop work until he was
78.
78 years old. A lot of people retire in their 60s. Some people retire when they're in their late 60s. Some people continue until they're in their early 70s. This person, the grandfather here, didn't stop work until he was 78. He continued. Yes, that's the perception people in here get. Retiring means only from government jobs. Okay, the word retirement is normally used in our place only for people who have a government job. Okay, to retire, it means to stop working. Okay, retirement is not only for those who have a government job. If I stop teaching, that will be retirement too. Virat Kohli has retired from international cricket. It means he has stopped playing international cricket? Yes, I think. Yeah. Test cricket. Yes.
But not in ODI,
Test
sir.
and T20.
Test and T20.
Not the correct thing. Who said? Yeah, somebody said that. And oh, the commentator made
Hold
it
on.
simple.
Retire means not sannyas. Sannyas means? But you know retire means not sannyas. I don't know what orange looks like, but this is not orange. Another Iksha special comment.
It has
Sir,
I don't know what orange looks like, but this is not orange. Do you know what this is? No, I don't know what this is. Beta, yes, enjoy karo na. I don't know what oranges look like, but this is not orange. Okay. Do you know what this is? No, I don't know what this is. Then what are the chances it could be an orange too? No, this is not an orange. Do you know what orange looks like? No. Any ideas? No. Do you know what this is? No. Any idea what this could be? No. But this is not orange. Okay. Interesting, isn't it? Only Iksha can say this. Iksha. Sannyas means getting fed up with your wife and leaving the house. And that's why we have the word sannyasi, right? Sannyasi and sannyasini, right? Yeah. Okay. What you're saying about sannyas is absolutely right. The original meaning, the literal meaning of sannyas is to renounce pleasure, to give up pleasure, okay? And to live ascetic life. That is called sannyas, okay? That is sannyas, to live an ascetic life, where you have no cravings for anything worldly. You eat, but not to make your mouth and body feel good. You eat just to survive. You wear clothes, but not to look amazing or to look attractive, just to cover nudity. So that is called ascetic life, sannyas. Okay, I agree. Words have one literal meaning and then extended meaning. So sannyas can be used, and it is used in Hindi. Virat Kohli ne Test cricket se sannyas le liya hai. It means he has stopped playing Test cricket. And in English, we say Virat Kohli has retired from Test cricket. So clearly, retire means sannyas le lena. All right? In this context. Okay. Do you want to say something, Iksha?
what is the actual meaning of sannyas?
sir, can you hear me?
Words have their meaning only in their context. Sounds don't have meaning, okay? If there is no context, right? If I say kalapala chapa, so what is the meaning of kalapala chapa? There is no meaning, right? It is just a group of sounds, okay? But when those sounds are put in a context, usually they have a meaning. Like when we say lati, okay, it could be meaningless, okay? But it has a meaning because we know there is a thing we associate it with. So beta, when you learn a language, you do not know the translation of a word without context, okay? So retire has one meaning, which is to give up. Basically, retire in English is used to suggest you have stopped work. You have stopped work. Virat Kohli's work was to play cricket, and he has stopped. So we can say Virat Kohli has retired. Basically, English people don't know what sannyas is. They know what retire is, right? Indians don't know what retire is. Initially, they didn't know. They knew what sannyas was, right? So we do not think this way, that one word has a translation. Actually, we observe how that word is used, and we look at another language, and we observe if there is a word in the similar context. If there is, then we say that they are both kind of translation for each other. For example, let's say the word agree. Okay, what does agree means, Iksha? हिंदी बताओ इक्षा, agree मतलब? Right. Okay. So the word of dictionaries often say is सहमत, okay, or सहमत होना. So how would somebody have figured it out? कैसे किसी को पता चला होगा कि agree मतलब ये होता है? तो when again भगवान ने नहीं बताया ना कि agree मतलब सहमत होना होगा. English people used English. We spoke Hindi, and somebody came to India. They spent their life here. They learned the language here. They already knew English. They compared the two languages and they put those words next to each other, for other people to learn. And this is how dictionary started. So first, what happened was observation. What happened was observation. First, people observe and then they write dictionaries. Somebody spoke Spanish. They came to India. They learned Hindi and they compared their Spanish language and Hindi language, and they wrote a Spanish to Hindi or Hindi to the Spanish dictionary. And over the years, people improved those things, right? And today we have a dictionary. You see, so this is how it has started. So don't take it for granted that every word will have a translation and an exact translation. Some words only exist in one language, and the equivalent of that word doesn't exist in another language. For example, the word sorry doesn't have a Hindi equivalent. Sorry has a meaning. It means I realize that I did something wrong. I realize that I did something. Which word in Hindi catches this feeling? Maafi mangna is an action. And I'm saying, realizing that you have done something wrong. It's an adjective. Sorry is an adjective. It is not a verb. So माफी मांगना बताया जाता है, टीचर्स बताते हैं. सॉरी मतलब माफी मांगना. अगर उन टीचर्स को या तो इंग्लिश आती भी होगी तो वो बोल के चले जाते हैं, उनका इंटरेस्ट नहीं है. और sometimes they don't even realize it, that sorry and माफी मांगना are not exactly the same thing. देखो बेटा, बोलो मैं माफी मांगता हूं. ठीक है, तो आपने से क्यों बोला? बोलना तो को बोला नहीं, तो से कर रहे सॉरी. सॉरी को तो आप से कह रहे, आपने कहा से सॉरी. ठीक है, तो ठीक है. तो अगर इसके लिटरल ट्रांसलेशन करनी है, बोलेंगे आई आस्क फॉर फॉरगिवनेस. क्या करेंगे? आई आस्क फॉर फॉरगिवनेस. आपने जो हिंदी में बोला है वो एग्जैक्टली यही है. आई आस्क फॉर फॉरगिवनेस. I realized that it was my fault, my mistake. I am sorry. Yeah, I apologize means I want you to forgive me that I did something wrong. You have to understand English this way to really understand English. Otherwise, we'll go in loops round and round. Okay. Yeah, I will say that when you are teaching a child, maybe you can say this. Sorry means माफी मांगना. तो उसने कह दिया I sorry, मैं माफी मांगता हूँ. तो अब कैसे बताएंगे? एम क्यों लगाना जरूरी है? कैसे बताएंगे? क्योंकि अगर कोई काम करता है, मैं माफी मांगता हूँ, मैं जोर से रोता हूँ, आई क्राई लाउडली, एम तो नहीं बोलते. मैं आपको माफ करता हूँ, आई फॉरगिव यू, एम तो नहीं बोला आपने. तो सॉरी में एम क्यों बोलते हैं? Because sorry is an adjective. Yes. उतना ना डीपली जानने की जरूरत है. स्कूल में कोई बताना नहीं चाहता, बच्चे उतना इंटरेस्ट नहीं लेते, छोटे बच्चे. इन बड़े लोगों को बहुत इंटरेस्ट होता है जानने में. They sometimes I have had students who made me feel like मैं तो कितना बड़ा काम कर रहा हूँ. उनके चेहरे पे जो खुशी आती थी after listening to the explanation. There were students who got to know. अच्छा बोलो, कितने लोग बोलते हैं I am agree with you, I am agree with you. बोल देते हैं ना, क्योंकि वो हिंदी में क्या बोलते हैं? मैं आपसे सहमत हूं. तो हूं तो आई एम अग्री. ये हम लोग नहीं बोलेंगे, बिकॉज आई नो, वी नो अग्री इज अ वर्ब. तो हम बोलेंगे आई अग्री. So the vocabulary, the Hindi or English doesn't matter. The part of a speech matters first if you want to use them correctly. If you know the part of a speech, basic ideas like what is a noun, what is a verb, what is an adjective, one can learn these things within sentences this way is easy to understand. Why do we say I agree, but we say I am sorry? Because agree is a verb and sorry is an adjective. That's why. Moving on. Mhm. I will explain. I will explain. What do you think? Words are familiar or unfamiliar? Some words can be like, for mature people, not for kids. But I don't call them hard. Anyways, let's see. Irony is a situation, okay? Irony is normally used, to refer to a situation. What an irony. In a country where women are worshipped, they are killed before they're born. What an irony. What an irony. Again, we can go there, but first of all, understand the meaning. Okay, I'm not teaching you a literature class, so I will not give you the definition of the word irony that normally students learn in a literature class. I'm in a language class. I will teach you how to use the word irony rather than describe what irony is. Irony is a figure of speech too, but it is not a literature class. I'm not sitting in class 9 or 10 teaching figures of speech. Okay? If I was teaching figures of speech, then I would be teaching you what irony is as a literary device, Understand what I'm saying? But here people come to learn how to use a language rather than do graduation in English, right? Understand what I'm saying? So irony can be used this way. It is irony that the only man who had a gun in his house was robbed last night. Other houses were not robbed. It is an irony, okay? So irony word is used this way. When you do not expect a situation to exist because the opposite is true, but that situation exists. And that is an irony. You do not expect a situation to exist because opposite is true, right? Understand? Why don't you expect a situation to exist? Because the opposite is true. But that happens. And that's why we describe it as an irony. Like I said, the only house in the village which had a gun, the only household which had a gun was robbed yesterday. They did not rob other households which didn't have a gun. Normally, you think a gun would be a kind of, it works as something that people will stay away from. Now, this family, they have a gun. The only house which had a gun was robbed last night in our village. So it is an irony, isn't it? Because you don't expect a family, a household which has a gun to be robbed. And that is exactly what happened. You think somebody who has a gun will be able to scare people, but actually they were robbed. And other households were not. Okay. I said in a country where women are worshipped, in India, women are worshipped. There are so many festivals where you worship women, the Shahra, Durga Ma ki Puja, right? Saraswati Puja, Lakshmi Puja, and now Kanya, and in the same country, women are killed before they are born, female infanticide, right? Still have issue in Haryana and so many parts of Bihar. How is it happening if the female infanticide isn't reality? It is still happening. It is a way to earn extra money for some doctors. Yeah, women are a little more in ratio, I know. Okay, move on. What was the secret to a long life? A glass of whiskey before going to bed and
and
lots
and
of fish
having
and
fish
chips.
and chips.
Which do you think it is reality? Do you think everybody who drinks a glass of whiskey before bed? Good girl, I like that again. Happy life. You know, that could definitely make your life longer. If you do not have too much stress, in life, you are probably going to live longer. I think I agree with that. Let's read. Now, it looks disgusting. My grandfather lived until he was one. I will get back to you because of that comment. I like taking my revenge, don't worry. My grandfather lived until he was 101 years old. He was a shopkeeper. What was his job? He had a fish and chip shop. He had a fish and chip in an old village, near a big industrial town in the north of England. In the north of England. He had a son and a daughter. The daughter is my mother, and the family lived above the shop. The family lived above the shop. Which family? Yes, the family of her grandfather or his grandfather, whoever is writing, a man or a woman. Which shop above the shop? Which shop? The shop? The fish and chip shop of the grandfather. Okay. In those days, fish and chips was the most popular dish in the whole country. My grandfather made the best fish and chips in the area. Which area?
The
Where
area,
he lived. The area where he
yeah,
lived. People came to the village. Which village? The village? Which village?
the village
The
he used to.
village where grandfather lived. People came to the village by bus, especially to get his fish and chips. Everybody loved my grandfather because he was such a happy and contented man. He worked hard, but once a week he closed the shop and went to have lunch, not fish and chips, with friends in the local pub. In the local pub. Okay. He didn't retire until he was 70 years old. He didn't retire until it conveys the attitude of the writer. What does the writer think? His grandfather retired early or late, or he's neutral about it? He thinks The writer thinks that his grandfather or her grandfather retired late.
Late.
And that's why he chose a sentence. He didn't retire until he was 78. Otherwise, she could have written, he retired when he was 78 years old. This sentence does not catch that attitude. He said that the secret to a long life was a glass of whiskey before going to bed and lots of fish and chips. I like fish too. Not chips so much, but I like fish. Fried fish I can eat for my main meal. Yeah, instead of rice, instead of roti, I can just have fish. I know a fish recipe. I would like to share with you. Normally, cooking fish. I mean, so those vegetarians, sorry, you never cook fish, but I'm talking to those who do. Uh, you
Network. Really?
which will be like
Hey Subankar,
Yes.
I think his
I
internet is
don't
not good.
fry the
Yeah, yeah,
fish,
yeah.
raw fish in it.
It seems to be like that.
Oh, yes, yes, it was just for a moment. Okay. Because of the way it is kept, I'll have to change its position. The light is hidden behind that bar. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, directly put the fish without frying. And it is healthier because when you fry it so deep, then it loses a lot of its nutrients. It's easy to digest as well because it doesn't have much oil. So this fish curry, but again, if you are used to eating that bihari fish curry, which is fried deep first, and then you prepare the gravy, maybe will not like the taste so much. Another thing is the gravy. We cook this fish curry, the one I'm talking about, with onion and tomato gravy. And normally people do not add onion to the fish curry. They use garlic, base gravy. Some people use mustard oil, a lot of mustard, sorry, mustard seeds.
I do, sir, with onion and tomato and some cashew.
Some mustard seeds.
No, sir, cashew.
Cashew, okay, okay. Now, some mustard seeds also I add, with onion and tomato. And I like it very much actually, because I
I
know it's
like
healthier.
I like fish curry without mustard seed.
It's Sunday tomorrow. Maybe I'll cook, but no, tomorrow there might be a puja at home.
Sir, sir, there is a
Hmm.
sentence like he was such a happy and contained man.
Contented.
Contented man. Yeah. So we use such with the adjective always.
Okay, okay. This confusion is real. What would you call a beautiful girl? Why did we use a?
Because there is a noun
Do we use a before adjectives or before nouns?
before
Then why
noun.
did we say a beautiful girl? A hot day. Basically, hot and beautiful come this way before a noun to just qualify the noun, but that thing will be considered a noun. Two things come together, beautiful and girl, hot and day, it becomes a noun. The adjective loses its identity in a way, and that's why we can use a, before beautiful, before hot, when there is a noun afterwards. Just imagine it, the day was a hot, the day was a hot, the day was a hot, not at all. The day was hot because we are just describing the day, hot. But when we have hot day, then we will say, it is a hot day, it was a hot day. Understand? She is beautiful. No A. She is a beautiful girl. So because we have the word girl, that's why we are using the word a. So we are not using a, such before adjectives. We are using such before nouns actually. Okay, Shubhankar? We cannot
Got it, sir.
say such beautiful, but we can say such a beautiful girl. We can't say such cold, but we can say such cold water. I can't have a bath with such cold water. You don't expect me to have a bath with such cold water, do you? Okay, so such cold water. Here, such is used not because of the adjective cold, because of the noun water. Okay,
Sir, can we
got
say
it.
such a man?
Such a
Such a man?
man, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Such a man. Yeah, yeah.
Got it, sir.
Okay. He is such a man that will never say no to your requests. He is such a man that will never say no to your requests. ऐसा आदमी कभी ना नहीं बोलता आपके रिक्वेस्ट को. He's such a man. He's such a teacher. He never gets angry when you ask him questions about what you're studying. All right, no matter how many times, okay? He's such a teacher, such a man, like this. Got it? Totally, no problems.
Got it, sir. Thank you, sir.
Time to get into the grammar of this text. You read the text, didn't you? You did the exercises. Okay, you answered the questions. Now, look at the blue box, the grammar spot box. Next to it, articles. Yes, that's right, Adib. Find examples of the definite article, the, and the indefinite article,
No,
a or
sir.
an.
Sorry, I
in the
didn't.
text.
I sended you. I just wrote saved in saved message and practice. So sorry for that.
You didn't want to share that with
No,
me.
sir. I want to keep
Wanted
it
to.
in my saved message. That
You
I
wanted to
will.
keep it in your saved message. Okay.
Yeah.
So no worries. It was not something I was not supposed to read. It's all right. No need to say sorry. Yeah. So when you read, find examples of the definite article the and the indefinite article a and in the text. One thing is clear. The is called a definite article and a and are called indefinite articles. Okay. So let's see. You have to find examples. Go ahead, read the text, underline not only the article, the noun that come afterwards. For example, first line, my grandfather lived until he was 101 years old. There are no articles there. He was a shopkeeper. So what are you gonna underline? A shopkeeper.
A.
Go ahead, do that. Underline the indefinite article a and an, and the definite article the. Done? Okay, good. Let's see. What do you notice about these phrases? Came by bus, have lunch, went to have lunch, before going to bed. What do you notice? These are nouns: bus, lunch, bed, but we don't have any articles before them. Neither, you know, definite nor indefinite. Nothing. No articles. By bus, have lunch, to bed. It means sometimes we don't use articles. There are fixed expressions where we don't use articles. Now, let's read the rules about them. First thing I want to tell you, something maybe you might have read rules before as well, but let's learn this. You're introducing a noun, okay? You're introducing a thing in the conversation. The other person doesn't know about it. You're introducing, okay? You know what? Yesterday I met a man. Okay, all right. Told you, I met a man. Introduce this idea of man in this conversation. I bought a pen yesterday. Again, a pen. Introduce this idea here. He was a shopkeeper. He had a fish and chip shop, right? The is essentially used. This is the most important rule that you should know when the person is not introducing the noun. The person says, you know which noun I'm talking. That's the difference. Because he's introducing, it could be any indefinite, that's why a or an. When the person says, you know which one I'm talking about, it becomes definite. Definite मतलब पता है ना definite का हिंदी समझते हो? हाँ वही definite, yeah? So yeah, you know which one I'm talking about. That's where we use the. One more time. The husband comes home and says to his wife, where are the children? Where are the? ये द क्यों बोलता है वो? He is saying, अरे हमारे बच्चे, हम तुम जो मिल के बनाए बच्चे वो, where are the children? तो वाइफ बोलती है, they are playing in the garden. कौन सा गार्डन दुनिया में अगर बिहार में बातचीत हो रही होगी तो there are hundreds of gardens. कौन सा गार्डन भाई? Definite garden. They are playing in the garden. आपको पता है कौन सा garden, right? Maybe they have a garden next to their house. Got it? Maybe their neighbor has a garden where they usually play. तो किस वजह से जानेंगे वो बात की चीज है. We'll talk about it later. But when we say the, we mean to say, you know which one. I'm not introducing this noun to you. That's why there were sentences like the father, the shop was, they lived above the shop. They lived, which shop? You know which one? The shop. Okay? So the matlab, you know which one. And a and matlab, I'm introducing the idea. The matlab, I'm not introducing the idea. You know which one. Got it? बस यही है मेन. इसके बाद इस पे बहुत कुछ लेयर डाल सकते हैं. Okay? But this will be the main thing. Let's go to page number 146. Point 2, articles a and the. The indefinite article, we pronounce definite, indefinite. Definite nahi padna, okay? Indefinite, okay? The indefinite article, acha, by the way, before I carry on with this article, when I made that statement, I said, such a man that, ये एक grammatical error hai, you know? And I have to tell you, in exams they ask this. Such a man के बाद that नहीं बोल के क्या बोलना था? Who बोलना था? Such a man who? Such a teacher who? Got it? You're not supposed to use the word that. It will be substandard English. It will be only casual, not okay. It will be considered a mistake. You are supposed to say such a teacher who never gets angry. He's such a teacher who never gets angry, no matter how many times you ask him to explain the same thing. Got it? He is a teacher. He's such a teacher who, not such a teacher that. Okay? Come back to this. The indefinite article a or an is used with singular, countable nouns. Singular, countable nouns. To refer to a thing or an idea for the first time. Means the speaker is introducing those nouns there in the conversation. We have a cat and a dog. हम बता रहे हैं, introducing this idea. We have a cat and a dog. आपको पता नहीं था ये. For the first time I'm telling you, we have a cat and a dog. अब जब मैं उसके बारे में दोबारा बात करूंगा, now that I've already introduced, now see, the cat is actually bigger than the dog. The cat is actually, अब कौन सा cat? The cat that I have. Which dog? The dog that I have. I have a cat and a dog, and the cat is actually bigger than the dog. Got it? Now, when you have already talked about a noun, when you have already introduced that noun to your speaker, the second time you want to use it, you can use the word the, because now the listener knows which one you're talking about. There is a supermarket in Adam Street. There is a supermarket in the Adam Street. Now imagine you live in a small town where there is only one supermarket. Okay, there is only one. I'm just giving you a situation. Please stay with me and follow what I'm saying. You live in a small town which has only one supermarket. You bought something from there, all right? And a friend of yours asked you, "Kahan se liye ji? Where did you buy it?" You say from the supermarket. Why? Even though you have not talked about it before. Because you mean to say, tumko pata hai na kaun sa? Because that town, that small town has only one supermarket. So you answer from the, कुछ लोग कहेंगे पहली बार बोल रहे तो from a supermarket बोल देता है, उसका मतलब कुछ और हो जाएगा. आप ये नहीं बोलना चाह रहे कि तुमको पता है ना, बस बताना चाह रहे कि कोई सुपरमार्केट है उससे लिए. Please understand, the answer could be both, but they will mean two different things. Where did you buy this beautiful cup? From the supermarket. From a supermarket. Both the answers are right, but they convey two different messages. One says, I bought it from a supermarket, which means you do not expect the other person to know which supermarket you're talking about. But when you say from the supermarket, you expect your listener to know which supermarket you are talking about. Why will you expect that? आपसे आप ये ऐसा क्यों उम्मीद करेंगे? Maybe there is only one in that area, so why can't you expect that he will know? Or maybe your friend knows which supermarket you often go to, and you wanted to talk about the same, so you said the supermarket. Maybe there are multiple, but your friend knows you go to a particular supermarket again and again. That's your regular supermarket for you. So you said from the supermarket, even though there are multiple. Please understand, how the person knows is a different story. The main thing is you expect the other person to know. I hope you understand. Let's say it. Let's have another, same example in a different situation. You live in a town which has two supermarkets and you frequently visit both of them. Got it? Now, somebody asked you, where did you buy this car? Oh, from the supermarket. Oh, which one? The one near the bus station or the one near the railway station? Oh, the one near the bus station. Still okay. Please understand. You said from the supermarket. You will not say from a supermarket. Please understand. Because your friend knows both the supermarkets again. He lives in the same town. Got it? You bought something from a supermarket in Delhi. you brought that thing to Bihar Sharif. Now your neighbor visited your house and asked you, hey, where did you buy this beautiful vase? Then what will you say? From the supermarket. From a supermarket in Delhi. From a supermarket in Delhi. Now you will not confuse. If you say from the supermarket, then you might confuse your listener. He might get a different idea. He will not think of Delhi. He will think of Bihar Sharif supermarkets. Are you getting the practical ideas about the article the, definite article the? That's important. Otherwise, the rules, there are a handful of rules, but again, you will just learn them through examples. You don't have to really memorize the rules or anything. You don't have to learn them by heart. You will learn them automatically just with the help of the examples. But here, examples will not help because from a supermarket, from the supermarket, both are correct in different contexts. Got it? Let's see. The definite article. Look, there are some questions related to article questions, which can be answered correctly if you remember the rules. And there are some questions where it doesn't matter how many rules you have memorized, you will not get them right because they will be based on uses, not the rules of them. Like I said, milk and the milk, both are fine. With no article, just milk is correct sometimes. And with the is also correct in different contexts. I drink a lot of milk. I drink milk. I drink milk. Yeah, totally fine. No problems. You know, ever since I drank the milk, I have had some real problems in my stomach. The milk is also fine. How will you decide? When you are telling your mother, दूधवा पिए ना मम्मी जब से पेटवा में गुड़गुड़ कर रहा है, all right? So दूधवा means mother knows which दूध you're talking about. So you say, Mom, ever since I drank the milk, you know, my stomach is rumbling, right? So yeah, the milk there, because your mother knows which milk you're talking about. It is a definite milk. But when you say just milk in general, then you don't need to say the, you say milk. So दूध सफेद होता है ना जी? How do we express this in English? The milk is white or milk is white? Milk is white because milk in general, right? किसने दा बोला था? वो कुछ और सुन रहा है. मैं जो बोल रहा हूँ वो नहीं सुन रहा, कुछ और सुन रहा है. When you're talking about things in general, all right? Okay, fine. लेकिन आप specific बना रहे हो, definite बना रहे हो. You need the definite article. I love chicken. You know, the chicken I ate at the party, I think it was wrong. It was bad. It was not really good. The chicken I ate at the party, the chicken, because you're making it definite. कैसे definite कर रहे हैं? अगला phrase बोल के कौन सा? I ate at the party. जो party में खाया था वो वाला chicken. Definite हो गया ना? The chicken I ate at the. तो definite मतलब नाम दिया गया definite article. It means उसको definite noun होना चाहिए. Random कोई भी noun नहीं होना चाहिए. Definite noun होना चाहिए. Definite for the speaker and the listener. तो the है फिर. Random है तो फिर no the. Got it? Let's see. Let's look at the examples if they will help you a little more. When I was young and my friends were preparing for exams and all, I was not a student. I was in my other field. I was doing business. But I often, fool them like this. They used to study at classes, like 200 rules of articles, 150 rules of articles. And I would say, "Acha, sab yaad ho gaya?" Okay, fine. And I would ask them a basic question, which was not about the rules, okay? About understanding. अरे ये कैसे है? इसमें क्या करे? दोनों तो सही लग रहा है. इसमें रूल्स नहीं चलेगा. They used to memorize. नदियों के नाम के पहले द लगाते, नदियों के नाम के पहले द लगाते, नदियों. अच्छा ठीक है, याद हो गया. ऑल राइट. हम नदी का नाम दे तब ना. I'm not giving you those things. I'm giving you simple nouns. Okay, house के पहले क्या लगाते हैं? ये कैसे याद करोगे? House is also fine. A house is fine. The house is fine. कैसे करेंगे हम लोग? तो You have to have the understanding, okay? Yeah. Indefinite, random, a, an. Definite, the. Fixed expressions, no articles. In general, especially material nouns, uncountable nouns, okay? In general, no, nothing. जीवन, जिंदगी ना बहुत ही ये है, क्या कहते हैं, अनिश्चित है, कुछ भी हो सकता है कभी भी. Life is unpredictable, uncertain. Life is ki the life is. The life is or the life is. Are you sure? ठीक है, ठीक है. And if somebody puts a gun to your head, तो अब बोल. अभी भी लाइफ. देखो बदल दिया, गन गन सुन के बदल दिया. भाई लाइफ इज अनप्रेडिक्टेबल. इसका मतलब कि तुम्हारी लाइफ या उसकी लाइफ या लाइफ इन जनरल. डेफिनेट बनाया हमने उसको. डेफिनेट बनाया. डेफिनेट बनाया. Okay, very funny, very interesting. I like that joke. Yes, in that moment, your life is definitely pretty much in danger, not unpredictable. Okay, yeah. And I hope that person who is holding the gun, his mood is not unpredictable. Okay, he's a stable person. Otherwise, your life is in real danger. I thought you were confused. No, you were not. You were joking, right? Good. It's fun to have a student like him, in the class. It's suddenly, yeah, he's JK, yeah. Okay, but I have not used my JH title with you yet. He's too young to handle that. Okay, let's see. The definite article is used with all kinds of nouns. Singular, plural, countable, uncountable, doesn't matter. It can be used with everything on one condition, that the noun should be definite. The speaker and the listener should both know about it. That's it. A and can be only used with singular countable noun. A or an can only be used with singular countable noun. But the can be used with all things. Singular, plural, countable, uncountable, everything. Hello. कर लेंगे अभी 7:18 हो रहा है ना. देखते हैं 7:30 में फोन करिए. 7:35 में याद दिलाइए. Okay. Yeah, uncountable, countable, doesn't matter. When both the speaker and the listener know the thing or idea already, they are both familiar with the thing or the idea already, then we can use the. Take an example. We have a cat and a dog. The cat is old, but the dog is just a puppy. The dog, the cat, because now you know which cat I'm talking about. You know which dog I'm talking about. I'm going to the supermarket. Do you want anything? जब हम ये कह रहे किसी को I'm going to the supermarket, तो अगले को पता है कौन से सुपरमार्केट हम जा रहे होंगे, right? अगर नहीं पता है तो हम कैसे बताएंगे? I'm going to a supermarket for the first time in my life. I'm so excited. I hope you understand. I'm going to a supermarket for the first time in my life. Okay. So the supermarket, a supermarket, both are fine. You need to understand. You are introducing there. You're talking about it for the first time. And he already knows, the listener already knows, then you can use the. Hey, जा रहे हैं supermarket, कुछ मंगवाना है जी. I'm going to the. Do you want something? Okay. Next. Indefinite article. The definite article is used. अब चलो rules पे आ जाते हैं. Professions, jobs. You cannot mention jobs in English without a or an, which is a very important rule. I know a lot of students who speak good English, but they say, my father is teacher. Wrong English. My father is a teacher. You cannot mention, my mother is housewife. No, my mother is a housewife. So when you're talking about professions, you must use a or an. And expressions of quantity, a lot, a little, a few, we have already learned them. A pair of scissors. A pair of,
Scissors.
मतलब एक कैंची, एक, अच्छा अब यहाँ पर थोड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट है ये बता देना, देखो scissors is a plural noun by default in English. English people perceive scissors in two parts, you know, and that's why they call it scissors. And scissors is a plural noun. But in some situation, you might have to talk about just one article. So when you have to do that, then you will say a pair of scissors. For example, you go to buy scissors. How many would you like? How many do you want? Just a pair? समझ में आए? ऐसे बात होती है, समझिए, इसको पर्सपेक्टिव में समझिए। जानते हैं सारे लोग, पर्सपेक्टिव नहीं समझते, रट्टा मारा हुआ है, a pair of scissors होता है, पर्सपेक्टिव समझो। Why do we need to say it? Children should not play with scissors, or children should not play with a pair of scissors? Children should not play with scissors. Okay. I asked you to bring a pair of scissors and you brought so many. I asked you to bring a pair of scissors and you brought so many. अब समझा है क्यों यहाँ पर a pair of scissors चाहिए होगा? So it's not that आप हर जगह लगाते रहे इसको और बोले कि हमको आता है उसको ये कर देना, countable बनाना. It's not about countable बनाना, जो आपको जरूरत होगी तो. So tomorrow we have to do a lot of cutting. I don't think a pair of scissors will be enough. I think we need at least 3 pairs. Or 1 pair will be enough. People could say that as well. I don't think 1 pair of scissors would be enough. We might need 3. We might need 3, yeah, 3 pairs of scissors, okay? Next. Where do we go? In exclamation. What a lovely day. Again, countable noun है तो चाहिए होगा, singular है तो चाहिए होगा. Singular countable. What a, हाँ. What a pity. यहाँ पर ये है, बोलेंगे pity countable noun तो नहीं है, नहीं है, but ये fixed expression है, इसको याद रखिए. यहाँ पर pity को एक पूरा expression को याद रखिए. Fixed expression. कई बार rules will be challenged when you talk about fixed expressions. What a pity. And I can explain it though a little bit. Let's try. I might have told you already that there are abstract nouns, ideas, not things. And because they're ideas, they cannot be pluralized. For example, sympathy is sympathy, kindness is kindness. It's an idea. How can you pluralize it? But sometimes the instances of these abstract nouns can be considered countable. For example, death. 3 deaths within 1 week in one family. बात समझ में आ रही ना? अब उसके होने को काउंट कर दिए ना, instances को काउंट कर दिए. 3 deaths within 1 week. ऐसे तो death is an uncountable noun because it is an abstract noun. छू नहीं सकते, death है. कैसे प्लूरल करे? 1 death, 2 death, ऐसे नहीं. लेकिन उसके इंस्टेंस को काउंट कर रहे हैं. एक हुआ, फिर हुआ, तो भी काउंट. उसी दिन इसने एक बेवकूफाना सवाल पूछा था, है ना? याद है ना? मैंने डेथ के बारे में बताया था, तुमने किस चीज के बारे में पूछा था बेटा? भूल गई? लगता है टीचर ही स्टूडेंट है. टीचर ज्यादा याद रखता है क्लास में क्या होता है. आप एक क्लास यूज कर अटेंड करते हो. आई टीच मल्टीपल क्लासेस एंड आई स्टिल रिमेंबर यू आस्क्ड मी. सिली क्वेश्चन. एक नाउन की जगह तुमने दूसरा नाउन लगा दिया. अब इसका करके दिखाइए कैसे करेंगे. Abstract nouns are normally uncountable, but some abstract nouns can be countable when you talk about their instances. Please understand, science is an abstract noun. Science is because it is an idea. Science, deep knowledge is called science. Deep understanding is called science. Okay, now science is possible. When you talk about different kinds of science, chemistry is a science, biology is a science, physics is a science. Okay, of all sciences, the most important is physics. Acha, this is what physicists say. Biologists don't agree. Okay, well,
That is quantum physics.
yes, we can.
Sir, physics is also important because math is also.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. This fight is always pretty, eternal. Biologists will say that their science is the most important. It's about life, and physicists say, your science, biology is not even science, okay? They don't really consider it science. They keep trying to, prove that they themselves are superior. Yeah. Okay. Well, I have kind of left that, stream long time ago. I don't really talk about these things so much. I don't consider myself a teacher of science anymore. Even if I have to teach a few classes, I first go and surrender that, look, I'm no expert, okay? It was a long time ago I stopped studying science. But yes, I have a very scientific temperament. But yeah, I don't really know science so deeply. I can't answer many questions from class 9 or 10, maybe. Yeah. I have forgotten all those things that I studied them 30 years ago. I never needed them again in life. Yeah, exactly. Thank you for being so understanding. Okay. So yeah, do one thing. You guys go through the grammar reference on your own. Try to understand the rules, the examples. Add one or two examples from your side to suggest that you have really understood. If you have understood the rules and you understand the examples, you can definitely add one or two examples from your side. So this will be your homework for tomorrow. Go through the grammar rules, here on this page and the next page as well. Yep. Okay, I'll send this page in the group as well. And you guys will read, do add some examples. That will be the proof that you have understood. Okay, fine. Let's wrap up for today and let's meet on Monday. Bye-bye, everybody. Take care. Bye. See ya. You too.
Bye, sir.
Bye-bye.